Hey everybody, what's up? It's Phil and Brandon from Zade Comics, coming at you with another video. We are the creators of the upcoming graphic novel Magic Cop that we're launching on Indiegogo in August, and the two best looking brothers in all of comics. Today we're doing a little news video to close out the week about the Batman news coming out from Matt Reeves.
Yeah, Matt
I always
Reeves.
confuse him with Matt Ryan. And yeah, so Matt Reeves doing this movie with what's that guy's name? Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Is officially cast as Batman, and now we're getting a little glimpse into the villains, the rogues gallery that we're going to have in this movie, and it's going to be multiple villains, which we've seen in past movies. We've seen in animated iterations. Sometimes it's done well, and sometimes it's not done done not so well.
If you don't count the black and white movies,
All right.
all of the Batman movies, except
Okay.
for 1989, have had multiple villains.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think the multiple villain thing, the best place we've seen it was the Batman 66 movie.
That movie's awesome.
And I think it worked so well because the masses that seen the movie were already familiar with the show and the characters and actors portrayed.
And it's
the
super
villains that-
campy, so you're not asking too much of the audience to believe that there's a realistic world. You know, everybody's such a big goof in that movie that it works. I mean, how many villains were there? There was the Riddler, Penguin, Joker, Catwoman. That was it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think there was 4 of them.
And so it worked, but they were a team. You know, now when you have in the animated movies and stuff, there's just so many villains. I'm not a huge fan of it. Maybe you've seen some of the other videos. I'm not a big fan of the too many cooks in a kitchen type setup because it gets really, really complicated and it gets convoluted where you're fighting these guys and it's like, we just did this. We don't need this in the story again. We just saw this. And as an audience member, you know, I can't imagine how Batman feels. But here, I wonder what direction they're going to be going in because we've seen all these characters in the modern era. Did we talk about what characters they were doing? Okay, so what characters are they going to do?
So they said Catwoman,
Right.
which probably won't be a real villain. They never make her a real villain unless you're talking, Batman Returns.
If they use her correctly, then yeah, that would be really cool because she's not a real villain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she could be there as just a tool, to carry the story along or something to relieve the stress of constantly fighting villains.
Mm-hmm.
No double entendres
and
here.
then we got the Riddler. And we haven't seen since Jim Carrey.
We've seen the Riddler.
Oh, we've seen him on Gotham.
Well, Gotham, yeah.
And then the Penguin,
Gotham,
which everybody's hyping up about the Penguin. And then Firefly for some reason.
Gotham again.
He's on fire. He's in.
It's a woman in
Really?
Gotham. Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's really interesting. And in this one article that I just boned up on, they put Catwoman and Firefly in the same sentence. Whereas they put Penguin and then the Riddler in 2 different categories. So I'm wondering if they're going to go with a female Firefly in the movie because it did really well in the show because Firefly's not too well known. He or she basically could be anybody. It's not a character where people are going to get really upset because they ruined their favorite villain. You
no
know?
one's attached to Firefly.
No.
I promise you.
So that could be really cool. We've seen all the iterations of these characters very recently in Gotham. The Riddler was really good in Gotham. The Penguin's really good in Gotham too. You didn't watch it? Watch it. It's good. The first season's kind of like, man, I shouldn't be watching this. Wait until the second, third season. It gets really good. The Penguin, it's funny. He's real thin and like scrawny and stuff, and it's not the Penguin that we know from the comics or from Danny DeVito or Burgess Meredith. But I like the fat, short Penguin. It's funny. The show is cool, and the guy that's playing him is cool in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really hope that they do like that short, fat guy.
And when they announced that they're doing multiple villains, I know a lot of the fans of the comics are like, oh, they're going to do Arkham Asylum. and have Batman go into the asylum, and there's all the villain. Like when they released that, they're like, oh, the Batman might have a bunch of the Rogues Gallery, and I even thought, I'm like, oh, they'll probably take from the comics, which they never do with any of the movies and stuff like that.
Well, they try to.
And then they have the games they could take from, and even a good representation of a form of media that all the villains were in was that Batman versus Ninja Turtles movie. They had a bunch of villains, and they got equal screen time. They used them well. And it wasn't like, oh, this is too much. We reviewed that, so you could watch our video on that movie. But another thing, which I don't know if you heard about, this past weekend, someone tweeted a picture of Dave Bautista mocked up as Bane. It was like Dave Bautista and then Bane, and they tweeted it out and tagged him, and he's like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
he
sign
wanted
on.
to do it. Yeah, I didn't see I did see the picture actually.
Yeah.
But it was like, yeah, it's Batista. You know?
And then he's like, "Yep, I'm in."
Yeah.
And then so fans want that to happen. He
He's
probably would be the best Bane we've ever
built
seen.
better than Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
And he could be more of a comic true Bane.
mm-hmm.
I mean, is Batista Hispanic? Sounds Hispanic.
He's
Or Latin.
tan. So
He is
that's gotta
tan.
count for something.
So you got that olive complexion.
And he's not like you don't have to see his face.
Don't.
No.
It could be a good Batman movie if there's not even Bruce Wayne in the movie.
Oh man,
Think
that's
about
what I
it.
want.
Like when we watch cartoons, you read the comic books, how often are you reading about Bruce Wayne or, watching Justice League? He's never Bruce Wayne.
Right.
We want to see a Batman movie.
Right, you read a Justice League comic book, you don't see Bruce Wayne, you see Batman.
Right.
You watch a Justice League episode, and it's only Batman. I've always wanted to have that. Like, that would be awesome. And just have him
it'd be
be
amazing.
like the monster in the night, kind of, where he's just taking guys down.
Right.
Really cool.
They're going to want to show Robert Pattinson's pretty
of
boy
course.
face, but,
Yeah, definitely.
that would be really, really solid. Batman only movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe sprinkle of Bruce Wayne or whatever. He's got his mask off. He's talking to Alfred, or she Alfred or whatever they're going to do. But mostly Batman. That's what we want. But what was the other thing? Were they talking about Mr. Freeze? Oh, no. Dude, you read an article last week about Mad Hatter.
Oh, yeah. I would want Mad Hatter in there because these villains, we've already seen them, even Firefly and Gotham, seen them in live action, and one we haven't is Mad Hatter.
Mad Hatter was in Gotham.
Oh.
There was an entire season about him.
Well, they're doing what seems to be a female Mad Hatter in the Batwoman show, which looks really cool, but the masses don't really know about Mad Hatter as a villain, so I think that would be a really cool way.
They did him really well in the show.
Thematically for the movie.
All right, so you want Mad Hatter.
Yeah, I think that'd be
I think it would be better if there wasn't a ton of villains. However, they're talking about it being a 3-movie series, like every series of movies, obviously, until they get into the second one.
So they're
And like,
setting up.
we're just going to keep going. The setup, right? Yeah, you're talking about the setup. The setup is always a failure. Let's look at Green Lantern. We're going to set him up so his costume looks like garbage in this first movie so that it looks cool in the second movie. Well, guess what? The first movie sucked. So there's no second movie. Now we just have a crappy first movie. And then that's just the way that it is. They could have went back and re-released Green Lantern. This is off topic. They could have went back and re-released Green Lantern and digitally changed his costume so that at least we had a cool Green Lantern costume, right? It was a CG costume.
That'd be fun.
Make sure you put in the description that there's a Green Lantern rant in this video. Anyway, character that I would really love to see in the movies that I don't think has ever been tried, not even in Gotham, Clayface.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this
That'd be
guy.
crazy.
How awesome would this be?
You spend all the money that Marvel spent on Thanos.
Dude, he'd be so cool. Get Josh Brolin to play him. I don't care. That would be awesome.
No, dude, you got to get Ron Perlman. He did his voice in the animated series.
Whatever. Ron Perlman's great
Oh,
too.
that'd be awesome.
Clayface. If they did him right, That would be so cool because, all right, we've seen Mr. Freeze, we've seen the Riddler, we've seen the Penguin and the Catwoman and all this other stuff, right? We've even seen Raish, like Ra's al Ghul. Come on, like,
Yeah.
they even did an
Oh,
entire thing about him in Gotham. We've never seen Clayface, and Clayface is such an awesome character,
Yeah.
and he's super deep. Like, pick the right Clayface, because there's multiple Clayfaces. You guys may or may not know that.
Mhm.
Pick the right one, and you can get a really solid story out of that.
Yeah.
And you don't need more characters because from Clayface. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, you kind of get Man-Bat in there too if you get the right Clayface, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, are you excited about Batman movie?
Yeah, I mean, who isn't excited about a Batman movie?
Right. Batman movies are always cool,
Mhm.
even if, you know, Christian Bale's Batman, you know, they're still good. And we're, you know, I'm excited about it too. I love Batman. I get, you know, all kinds of cool Batman stuff all the time. So, you know, this is one of those reviews that's
Positive thing.
positive review.
We'll wait
So-
for the trash stamp until after the movie comes out.
I really hope not, because I really, really want a solid Batman movie. And I was really hopeful for a really solid Ben Affleck Batman movie. I know that he was very, very into it when he was doing the screenplay and he was writing it, and he was like so serious about not releasing anything until it passed muster.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. I love that attitude. Like, don't put out garbage for the sake of putting out a product. Put out a good piece of work, you know, and then they killed him on it. So, you know, hopefully they're not just trying to do something. Cool. I mean, man, maybe they'll work something in. Are they going to connect us with the Justice League movie franchise? Because, you know, we love Gal Gadot.
Who knows? It's supposed to be a younger Batman, right? And the villains, they said that they're going to be younger too. So let us know what you guys think of the villains, the lineup, which villain you want to see. You guys want to see Clayface?
I want to know that.
Yeah, let's see.
Condiment King.
And give us a like if you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe and share the video to your friends. Get them talking about this movie that is coming out. And thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.